So current project is a converted 1/350 scale Trumpeter Nimitz to the Ronald Reagan. Right now I'm doing all the numerous modifications and updates and corrections to the hull. And yeah, there's a bunch.
That's just insane. That's mind-blowing because we've never fixed a car that fast right here. So far we've already made a massive transformation. This thing looks way different than when we picked it up, but today it's going to look even more different because we finally got some key components. We got
still just a rough construction right now.
Other structural components that are going to allow us to finish this project up. So
various roof panels that I made to go inside the little areas. And as we know, the early Nimitz fantail changed dramatically over the years, so that was some major reconstruction to do there, and that's still in progress. But there are some replenish stations up here that were neglected to be touched on by Trumpeter as well, so I added those.
Alrighty guys, so we are finally back with our parts, and I should say just parts.
And still going to do more corrections on some of these sponsons. This opening is incorrect. I'll have to modify. They almost got this right, but I'll have to tweak that just a little bit.
On this side, look at this side right here. I mean, you got half of a carpet. You almost got an airbag right there. I think somebody just
Then on the port side, this area here was too far aft. I mean, enough where it bothers you. So I moved it forward about 3/4 of an inch to where it should be, and added the roof panel with the girders, somewhat convincing. There's just so much. You could just keep going and going. And then this is the port side RHIB stowage area. I'm not going to do too much to it. I did do the roof paneling for the area, and I mean, I'll throw a little bit of railings in there because there is like a walkway that goes around and above the boat, so they can attach ropes and stabilize it while they're lowering it, blah blah blah. But I'll add a little bit to that. The display area on my ships is always the starboard side, so I'm not going to go crazy on the port side. But then some corrections were made to the hull on the port side. Some things were filled in that aren't there, and that's where we're at so far. Back to the starboard side. One thing, if you don't get correct, it's like the biggest thing that stands out besides the island on these carriers is the large sponson that actually acts as a support for the flight deck. Yeah, I made a lot of corrections to this. Even if you're just doing the Nimitz, it's still wrong. But I got this pretty close for a Reagan. Like I said, you could spend hours and hours and just keep going and going. The stuff that they've added to to the ships. But one thing I am going to add to this sponson is I'm going to put the, you can see where I've got it lined up or marked off for the little stiffeners that they put on. So I'm just going to use some strip styrene for that. I'm not sure of the size, but it's extremely thin. So I'm going to go along the entire hull where they've had those and just put those in place. And this is as far as I'm going, as far as detail is concerned on the RHIB stowage areas. So it's pretty close. Still work to do on these replenish at sea refueling stations. It's work in progress, and I added this. This is an ammo dump area. I got to add the ammo dump ramp and stuff later on, but that's where we're at so far. This is probably going to be about a 6 to 8 months, given all the corrections I've got to do. And I know what everybody's saying, man, just there's a lot of 3D parts out there, but by the time I bought everything I would need and that I am going to fabricate myself, I've already put a shopping cart together. It's about $600 to $700 worth of 3D parts to be printed. And unfortunately, I don't have the skills to design my own, nor do I have the money to buy a printer, a 3D printer. So I don't have a problem with scratch building. I've got plenty of reference material at my fingertips, and it just takes a while, and there's a lot of trial and error, but it's more satisfying to do the scratch building and then to have some printed off for you. And even then, when you do get your 3D parts, I've seen so many people just stick them on their ship. They need so much work. There's so much texture on them, and I see so many people just glue those on thinking, all right, I've got my sponson and my island. They look like crap if you don't spend time on them and make them look good. So you got to do the work anyway, so you might as well just build them yourself. So anyway, off my soapbox. I plan on having some more updates on this here soon. And I am, yes, scratch building the hangar deck. I've done 1, 2, I've done 3 so far, so it's no big deal. But that's where we're at. All right, so I'll get a little bit further along. Hopefully get the entire hull additions and corrections and upgrades. I'll put up another update when the hull is done, and so you guys can see how I do this. Everybody does things differently, but this is how I get it done. All right, so if you do watch, thanks for watching, and I'll have another update before too long.